Well, I think what we're trying to envision here is like an integrated biosystem, taking different steps of a nutrient cycling process and trying to utilize as many of them as possible in this operation. And well, we're starting with brewing the solid waste from the brewery, in the form of like the wort and the spent malt and brewery stuff, and then that would come out here to a trench-like operation where we're imagining about where my shadow is here, putting in a trench. So the trench would allow the mushrooms a place to grow, and put that into a vermiculture trench as well for growing worms, right? Worm box basically. Then also looking at the using the enzymes from the worms instead of detergent to clean the tanks inside. The wastewater that comes out of the system would go into a settling and algae type pond, which would be a thin, as you see up there, you've got a couple of different areas dug out.
Down at all the levels.
One of the key things here is going to be gas exchange. Your biological processes like the mushroom cultivation especially is what I'm thinking about. Also the earthworm, you're going to have enough aeration to shift that. One of the main enemies of a mushroom operation is anaerobic conditions that allow your bacteria to take over. You're going to have to add nutrients to this. I mean, your spent grain and wort is going to be a very nutrient poor type of material to work with. You're going to have to add some sort of potassium, phosphorus, basically a fertilizer, fish emulsion. You're going to want to take a bunch of 1 pound to 10 pound bags of
do
this
some testing
mash.
on different combinations. And
right, see what things you need to add to it. Maybe you're going to need to add wood chips. It's basically a trench that is about 6 feet deep off the surface, and it goes down about 3 feet deep where you're walking through it, and that slopes on out, and so you've got this sloped in with a trench at the bottom, type of a greenhouse thing, totally covered.
Newspaper and compost to get the worms started, and then start feeding them.
Exactly, and be careful not to. Mostly, you're going to have to be paying attention not to burn yourself up, because this is so much more. This is capable of producing so much more heat than you're going to need. I think it's a trick of figuring out how to make it all work together.
Change it to make it warmer, make it colder. You can take out you can not plant trees in particular areas that you want a wind channel in. Read the intro to permaculture. Read it. It's just
sounds like feng shui.
It's feng shui.
That's where it is. It all comes back to, can you eat it?